The year is 5016 of the Union Era, and the galaxy is a frozen pond.
Stuck in stagnation and in denial about what lays underneath the surface.
That has changed. Now, a ripple has disturbed the once calm waters, and even the Golden Core battens down their hatches, throws sandbags at their doors.
But that ain't enough. Brave heroes across the stars struggle to keep their precious galaxy safe.
But the tide rises ever higher. See now how they scatter to the wind and feel the weight of their decisions.
But we worry not, for now about protectors, those warriors at home.
Let us spare a thought for the hunters.
The predators who send their hope to the distant goal.
The savage 21st, a ship fueled by vengeance and fate.
Now see their work as they struggle to become the weapons they need to be.
To hew what little humanity they still have in their pursuit, for their prey is elusive, for they seek
To kill a god.
It is the year 5016 of the Union Era, and the galaxy is home to trillions. At the core of humanity's territory, there's a golden age. But outside of this newly won utopia, the revolutionary project continues. Hello, everybody, and welcome back. It's been a while. How have you been? I like your hair. To Tears of Divinity, Fading Chronicle, just the one. Here on Neon Lights Roleplay. You can tell it's been a while and we've messed up my intro, even though I have it written right here. As a quick note before we begin, Lancer is at its core a story about humanity and fighting back the evils of the old ages, and so those evils still need to be confronted. Players have a direct line to me, but if you in the audience, if you're experiencing difficulties, the Savage 21st is available providing exfil at the nearest blink gate at the single click of a mute, X, or other removal of audio visual button. So please take some time, refresh, full repair, and get back in the field when you can. We will be here, ready and willing to continue to cheer and shout and cry and have emotions of all kinds with you all. So, for those who don't know, I am Turk, or Turk Accented, if we're going to be all fancy about it, jeez. And while I have the privilege of being at the helm, I'm not alone at the wheel, as I have a group of industrious storytellers here to entertain you in the mud and blood of the Lancer storytelling system. So, if we could, kicking things off, tell people who you are, who you're playing tonight, and oh gosh, sorry, I went in like Oathsworn thing, like what path you walk. I'm like, I don't know, you guys can make something up if you want. That'll be the fun little question. Starting, of course, with the finest of Philadelphia.
What's up, gang? It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. Happy to be back on your screens reprising my role as one Ensign Ragey Draws, commanding officer, suddenly, of this little gaggle of fuck-ups, and having a great time doing it. That's a hyperbole, by the way. Yeah, just been a grand time. A whole 2 months of waiting to be back in front of your faces, and I'm so happy to be here on this glorious February, of course. Happy Black History Month, everybody. Passing it right along on the Vermin.
Oh, hey, that's me. I'm Legendary Vermin. Tonight I'm playing Symbiosis Ads. She loves to scrap in a big mech and help her buddies, and generally mess around with weapons. Hope no one dies. Yes, I do have Draco Malfoy mop going on. Yeah, there you go. But we're gonna keep that one under wraps because I start to blend in with my wall. So enjoy that for as long as it lasted. Just...
I think the large shout of next a sign that it's time for Game Mommy, roleplay father. Meg Mysterio.
I was waiting to see if there was anything else coming from Vermin, because I was just kind of trailed off there.
That's all I got.
It was not clear.
Hey, mommy,
Hi.
player Papa, take it away.
Hi, everybody. I am Meg Andor Meg Mysteria. I get to bring back the lovely, somewhat icy Elena Victoria. She's our second in command now. She was the first, but now she's second, and she's processing and dealing with that in her own way, as well as she can. She kind of has to. Yeah. So that's it. I think we're bringing it back to Turk.
Well, hello, everybody. All right, cool. So, without further ado, another delaying tactics that all GMs use, so as they furiously put together the last few bits of notes and look up what they meant when they wrote. They put volunteered in quotation marks. Why don't we give a quick little recap and jump right in? Because last time, our pilots are literally in the planet of Sing, making their way to the administration center after a harrowing chase through the various halls and infrastructure of the planet. They were, kind of just about talking to various people around the area, making their way through and gathering options, some people looking to send them and their efficacy towards certain goals, and others pointing in direction elsewhere. After hearing thoughts, they all decided that it's probably best to secure the medical center for an ongoing and protracted war against a long cult. Have elected to try and liberate the med center from the Lightless Sun's influence and control. Making their way there was a brief little combat, spattering a mercenary and Lightless Sun forces that they easily dispatched of, as they often do, my toys. Now that combat has paused briefly and is once again all of yours time to get back into it. So, if you'd like to, the path onward to the station med station is still, just out and around, basically, past these doors. But your mechs are in states of disrepair, wear and tear post-battle, so if you'd like to do a short repair now, you can, of course, do so. That will take time.
Yes, as he's kind of reconfiguring inside the cockpit, checking Tuahanga's various signatures and such, and then swiping over from his readout to look at the other two squad member readouts and just, hey, you're both looking less banged up than me, but none the same, still banged up. Let's take a pause here, resupply.
I'm trying to decide whether or not I should spend a repair cap to fix one structure damage or not.
I think one structure is. Keep in mind, at any structure past the first one, you can instantly die technically to a double one. The first one is the only one where you're immune to that.
Yeah. Put those glasses away.
I'm just chilling. I'm just a chill guy.
Oh, fuck you.
As I put him over here, actually.
Yeah, get out of here, Tristan from Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay. But I only have 3 repair cap is the thing I'm fighting against here.
I also only have 3, and I'm probably gonna blow all 3 of mine because I want to repair one of my reactor stress, and I want to heal up my HP back to full.
I'm using
maybe-
mine.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I'll repair my structure.
Yeah.
The danger is not worth it.
While we'll kind of like swing out of the main hatch of Tuahanga for a while. He kind of like drops the mech down onto like a size is sitting for a bit, swinging onto the back to open some back panels and start working at some reactor cables and just. We have got to go easy on the heat cycling, big guy. You're gonna pop a cord at this point.
Unfortunately, it is not our decision alone. The foe is quite intent on bringing the heat.
Suppose I can't argue with that. How you feeling?
No.
You, all right?
Steamy, but ready to press forward regardless.
You ain't gotta lie to me, big guy. You sure you're good?
I am fully functional, my lord. As long as you are standing, I will be there beside you.
Yeah, well, my chest feels like a fusion reactor, so figure you gotta feel at least a little bit weird, yeah?
It is obviously concerning that we are linked as such, but if you are able to tolerate it, I can as well.
That's the answer I thought I'd get. We'll get out of this rock and then we'll work on finding some answers. Alright?
Of course. I follow your guidance, my lord.
Glad to have you around, big guy. And I'm gonna close that panel again. Pat Ben. You should be cooling down in a bit. I'm gonna work on some of this plating and then we should be operational.
Very good. Yeah, so spending your repair points and getting things up and running. If anyone else has anything they want to immediately do in the scene, otherwise, feel free to just say, hey, we're repaired. We can roll on.
I don't think I have anything specific that I want to run through between Sim and Mimir.
I don't believe I do either.
All right.
I'd say I'm set.
Then-
Yeah.
Repairing your mechs and frames reconstituted, you head on forward. Making your way around the bend, a clear elevation shift tells you you're getting closer to the surface. Best guess is it would make sense that a medical center would be quick access to anywhere on the planet, and that keeping it confined underground in a series of tunnels would limit the amount of transportation options. So while there may not be a way to launch an entire ship out of a med center, there's probably a few ports for launching small shuttles and other vehicles and kinds to the surface, if that were still safe. According to Administrator Hawk, with the solar shielding down, you'd get very intimate with the interior of your mech within a solar cycle.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, something about skin and metal fusing has never been my, particular itch, but, whatever, it's got a scratch. So, that being said, the obviously cuts and infrastructure of this place is no longer a mining thing. The road is paved and set, though even basic rudimentary scans, just passive, will inform you a large amount of movement has occurred in here of various frames and other vehicles. This appears to be a site of activity heading inward and less so out. So the possibilities of there being another combat in your future are drastically increasing.
Approach zone looks hot. Might have red soon.
I'll
Are
keep
we
my
at a-
scanner spun up. What were you saying?
Yeah.
there?
I was gonna ask if we were at a distance where if we could keep active scans going and see if we could get any movement.
I keep forgetting that you're now piloting a giant radio dish.
I sure am.
Yeah, so you're just keeping your scan up as soon as an enemy pings, I'll let you know. But essentially, as you're cutting through tunnels, this last final tunnel, you enter what appears to be a series of pipes and lights, and that's when the first enemy proc scans at the end, as this appears to open up to a larger area with the building itself is constructed in. Several stone pillars appear out front, not carved in any particular way, sort of just the natural rock, creating sort of structure. But already you are telling that your scan is telling you that there are multiple hostiles in place to provide a less than generous welcoming hand.
We're approaching
Well.
our first line.
Welcome and party on board.
Weapons
Well,
hot.
if they put all this effort into setting it up for us, it'd be a shame to waste it.
Line them up and knock them down, my lord. That's what I always say.
Y'all heard the big guy.
Oh, good. We're listening to the giant knight.
It's never led me wrong.
Who's?
That was Mimi.
Oh. Hey, be nice.
Oh, it's never led him wrong. I will keep that combat log out of the records then. Anyway. Prepared and ready. Legion space is going to be a buzz. Something big's operating in that medical facility.
You think it's our friend?
Over wide comms. There's possible NHP encounters ahead.
Nothing hostile in Legion space, just the presence. Might be administration. If it's
Could it
still
be
up.
Blip?
Oh. No, I still have comm channels open and I'm doing my best to track. We would probably know. But this is... No, it seems to just be a standard system. I've confirmed. NHP, but Shackle, they're just really committed to the bit. Unclear. Don't know not enough information on the Lightless Sun's relationship with cycling practices to fully get the picture. But whatever it is, it's situated here.
Noted.
Let's go say hi then.
All right, pushing on despite the danger, I'll drop you all into a map.
Map.
So feel free to, of course, align yourselves in the hallway area here as I cut some music and get some other things going.
Ooh, I see friends.
So many friends. There's quite a bit. Okay. That all being as it is, without any further ado, if y'all are satisfied with the places you are in the world and don't have anywhere else you'd like to be, then pilots, it's your move.
I mean, yeah, I think I'm comfortable tucking in right here. I mean, it's never a bad idea to open with the big guns.
How would you like to set up the rail?
Oh, you know I love going fast.
Left or right, bud?
The funny thing is, I don't think you actually have to decide that. I just have to pick a direction. I just go in a straight line, right?
I think I do actually have to pick a direction.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do
pick
we
a
have to
direction.
decide the direction in which Meg rails us right now.
Fuck.
Oh, you gotta know exactly.
Well,
how Meg's
I don't
gonna
want to
rail you.
get too far. If
Every
anything, I think I want to maybe see about tying them down right here in the middle, maybe. So, I think right's probably better.
The
It's-
right
Is it skip drive?
ingress rail.
Ingress rail.
Oh, it's part of the thing, right? No. I'm done.
Yeah.
Ingress rail. There it is. Tier 3. Pick a direction. Yeah,
All right.
it does. So you can shoot people where you're pointing.
Well, you aim it this way. Why not? Yep, that works perfectly to me.
Shoot you up to 10 spaces, so get right in this dude's face.
I love doing that.
So I'm actually going to, instead of shooting the guy, I wish to scan him.
Oh, I love a scan.
Which one?
We love a scan.
This dude that Reggie is probably going to be hitting first. This one.
Oh,
The big old
Blue?
bulb on his head?
yeah, that is actually a large, buffy-looking motherfucker. I just couldn't find the kind of one I liked, and so compromise is
Interesting.
the death of creativity.
I'm a touch fuzzy, get dizzy situation.
More like currently it looks like a skeleton wearing a ghost, or like,
A skeleton wearing a ghost.
or for lack of a better term, someone who's had like the most liposuction with a robotic skeleton around them, and so there's a lot of like excess material hanging off of it.
Interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's gross.
So yes, he looks like a problem. I would like to know what his problem is specifically.
Sure.
agree more.
These are all great things. Okay, scans. All right. In short, you choose one of the following pieces of information, which I must answer honestly. The target's weapons, systems, and full statistics. One piece of hidden information about the target, such as confidential cargo or data, current mission, the identity of the pilot, and so on. Generic or public information about the target that can be pulled from an info bank or records, such as the model number of a mech.
I think we want that first one primarily. If I
I was
going
going
to
to take a wild guess. I just wanted to offer options.
Man, those second two options are really interesting, and I wish the game interacted with that space more.
I think it's it'd be different depending on mission.
Yeah, like in the right
Yeah.
mission and like encounter and right campaign, that could be really useful and important.
Oh,
yeah.
I just thing pops into my head. We can talk about it later. Anyway,
Sick. I'm just saying, there's a new no amount of armor mechanic coming.
Meg, you like the stats on it, I assume, right?
Yes, please. But what just appeared?
What just appeared where?
This, the boxes.
Was that there before?
They were there
Yeah.
before.
Oh.
I
think
promise.
it's some soft cover.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this KS5 Bonka has hull 4.
Sorry, what was the name again?
KS5 Bonka.
The bonk.
Bonga.
I'm sure I'm saying that right.
Get fucking bonged.
Is it with a G or a K? Is it bonking us or bonging us?
KS5 Banka.
Okay.
Yeah. I wish I could tell you something different, but my
Tell us what it's
Polish
got,
is not
Dirk.
strong. Okay.
Yeah.
Hull 4, Agility 3, System 0, Engineering -3, 22 HP, 5 heat cap. Speed is 3, Evasion 7, E-Defense 9. Armor nil. And then it's got a pneumo hammer, which is up close and personal, deals about 6 damage and knockback 1. And it's in short, if you're not attacking it and you want to attack one of its friends, you're going to have a bad time. If you're shooting around it, you're going to be probably attacking it instead. The way it imposes a bad time is by having you shoot it instead, and it's big and spongy and full of love.
Okay, I have a really simple solution to that problem. We shoot
You
it.
just attack it.
That's what he wants. That's kind of the goal here.
I'm worried about what the other things are now, though.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, here's half a dozen hornets. Let's go.
I have been so reluctant to put even a single hornet against all of you. Collective trauma. Anyway,
There's a
Meg,
tank and 4 witches, you bum bitches, get fucked!
Anyway, Meg, have you got anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
That was both of my actions, I think.
And you're
So-
immobilized.
I'm immobilized, so
Which I will put a marker on you. Anyway, cool. In that case, it's my turn. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. That doesn't line up how I want to. Tell you what, I'm gonna do a secret move that you'll probably figure out in a second anyway. I'm gonna have these guys charge up here, and
Oh, hey!
they'll
Hey,
have to double
friends.
move to make it happen. But they are in the space and ready to cause some havoc. Let me check what their range is. Pretty sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, not far enough. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hey, this one can. Good for you, buddy. Let's go ahead and shoot you with a ram cannon. So this is a D20 plus 6 accuracy, just because it's nice. 19 before we even get down into hitting you with your immobilization.
Who's you?
Meg, sorry. Origin.
Cool.
that does hit.
Okay, yeah, I'm currently Origin's the only one that can be hit with a range 5. Okay, you will take 5 kinetic damage.
Okie dokie.
And then the other one, I think it's just gonna go ahead and
Meg, you've got
throw-
like 3 armor, right?
Yep.
I'm assuming it's reduced. Throw a lock on there, and that's their go. Back to y'all.
Well, I almost kind of wish you put that thing left, but that's fine. Y'all come
We
be
didn't
blaming those.
know.
No, it's fine. No. It wasn't a complaint at all. Reggie will open up because I like being narrative about this. Reggie will open up comms and like target like thought blink click the 2 cataphracts on the left here and just y'all got those 2 locked up.
Good deal.
All right then.
Yep.
And 2. All right, go ahead.
Just said and made an agreement.
Tuahanga will lock onto the ingress rail for the second time and very, very recently. As it kind of spools up, his electricity kind of arcing around him and just, well, this is never going to get old. And just fires straight off. And I'm going to go ahead and move, what's it, 10 spaces in a straight line? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, cool. Right there. That big
All right.
guy.
Cutting over and getting closer, you'll cut into their close comms. That's a big damn gun, boss. We sure about... I know what we signed up for. Lightless Sun pay well, and they're halfway decent. We just keep this hospital from getting attacked by any... Oh, fuck, he's flying at us.
Oh shit, here he comes.
All right, boss. You know how this usually walks down. I'm gonna go ahead and not waste a lot of time and bring out the old No Matter Blade already.
Shocking.
Yeah, you know. Here comes that. Here comes the accuracy added to that because it's gonna be doing my because of my die. That's actually didn't roll fantastically. It's only an 8 on the die and a 2 for the accuracy for a 10.
Well, that's still
but
going
great.
to hit again. What?
Great as well with McDonald and
Great,
12.
yeah. It was looking to be an evasion 7 to hit Goliath here.
Overpower caliber's gonna proc here. It's gonna be 2d6 plus 1. I am going to choose to deal energy damage here, just to test something.
Okay. As you get closer and are going to attack, you're going to see this thing begin to puff, like rapidly, like an airbag.
What in the hell? Still swinging at it. Not a bad roll. That's 8 plus 1 for 9 damage total.
9 damage, alright. Take that to the chin.
Energy, did that do anything special? Just checking in?
Are we fighting fucking Baymax right now?
Yes.
Yeah. I'll post the image. It's that image I posted above in our chat that I'll put in show chat as well. But these are some folks from I'm gonna say this name so wrong. Waffenfabrik Zaluski.
Yeah, actually, you got that pretty accurate, assuming that it's German.
In German, Polish, assume.
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I imagine narratively this is just like.
Probably.
Oh, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do here. I imagine narratively this is just Reiji like flying in on the Ingress rail, brings up like manifest the Null Matter sword in mid-flight in sort of orange hard light, and sort of as it's manifesting, brings it straight down, puffs up, hits him, but then kind of bounces off somewhat, and then just kind of like back into the cockpit shot and just, what the fuck are these things? And then I know I'm gonna eat a bad thing for this. I'm gonna go take my normal movement. I'm actually gonna go ahead and put myself right here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Did you put it in the chat for the people at home?
I did.
Well, it's a quick. That's both German and Polish. That would be Zaszwebski.
Zaszwebski.
Yeah, L's in Polish. Fucked up.
Waffenfabrik Zaszwebski. Anyway, this is an alteration of the KS5 Blue Lake, pared down for your smaller things. And speaking of which, that's actually 2 opportunity attacks, because you are in threat 3 of both of them.
That's fine. Before you do anything, I'm gonna roll 2d6s for those. On a 4-up, they just miss.
Roll 3 of them, please.
Oh, cool. There's 3 range attacks happening against me.
Well, these aren't ranged; they're melee.
No, the reaction attacks.
Reaction.
Right?
Sorry, I think
Okay,
you said
so
ranged, and it was
That's hard.
like usually I assume it's reaction, but
so you can figure out whatever orders you want to be. First one you figure out. 5, that's a miss. Second one you're thinking about. 5, that's a miss. Third one you're thinking about. 1, that one goes through.
Okay, that might have been the one you wanted to miss because the BA8 exploder.
Jesus Christ.
Is going
his
to.
load?
No, shut the fuck up. Please, I'm trying to
roll.
roleplay. God.
Excuse me.
He's releasing his payload. That's
Shut
what I meant. That's
the
what I meant.
fuck up.
The Flamberg Electro Laser is going to fire off. So it's a +3 to the roll. We'll see if this actually works. 16.
Let me make sure. Hold on. Hold on. I'm in the wrong thing. My bad. 16 should beat my evasion. I think I'm only evasion 14 right now. Yeah, you got me.
Okay, then please take 7 burn.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah. This mech looks like a almost complete opposite, where these guys are puffing up and becoming large. This looks like a variety of shrapnel has been all cobbled together onto a very thin stilt. The place where the pilot's cockpit is really the only spot where it's got anything more than a basic exoskeleton, but power is just coursing through this thing. As the plating on it seems magnetized and overheating all at once. I'll get a pic of it as well in there because it's real cool looking. That doesn't feel very nice, I assume.
Gonna pull away from the big guy and sort of land back around these two and just... Fuck, something cooked me. What the hell are these things?
He's slippery, but he's hittable. Come on, payday's close, boys.
And I still have another quick act. No, I didn't. I used one quick action to use the ingress rail. So then, yeah, I'll end my turn there. That's fine.
All right. Something mean I could do, but I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah.
Detonate fire.
No. I think these two assaults are going to try to cause you some problems here.
Do they move in tandem? Because I have not taken my turn.
Yes, they are going to move into tandems. It's going to make
what
sense.
is this? A bicycle? Where?
I don't know. They're coming. Anyway, so here we'll just roll 2d20s. One of them will consume lock on to gain an accuracy. So it's a 15 and a 20. I was going to put the accuracy on the second one, so 26. It would crit if that mattered anything to me. As heavy assault rifles pour into you, please take 12 damage. 6 and 6. So
I'm gonna go ahead and blow one of my Blade Master die for deflect. I'm gonna roll a d6, and on a 5 up, which I got on a 5, I'm gonna gain resistance to one of those.
Okay. So 3 and 6. For 9.
Reduced by my armor, so 3 becomes 2 and 6 becomes 5. Okay, cool.
7 damage. And I'll take off that lock on. They are going to move apart, no longer wanting to hang out with each other, and are going to take cover. Basically taking the hide action. Anyway, back to y'all.
What does the hide action do, just for my...
You obscure the position of your mech in order to reposition, avoiding incoming fire. Use hard cover. Basically, you become... you gain the hidden status.
But hidden mechs still get hit by AoE stuff, right?
Yes, I assume so. Double checking conditions here.
Yeah.
But
I feel confident in that being the case. At any rate, since it's the start of my turn, I'm going to start a Black Thumb rodeo. Yeehaw! She pops, and she is astride the mech. I don't think I need to do... Oh, I can do those things as an action. They don't have to be as a protocol. That's nifty. Foxy, do you promise to have and hold me and keep me safe from the scary men? If I
Always and
come
forever.
over and remove all of the burden from you.
Till no structure do us part.
Okay. Great. Let's... Oh, hey. Quick actual GM question that I meant to ask after my fake GM question from earlier. do I recover overcharge between attack runs? Oh my gosh, I forgot this one off.
So a full repair resets the counter. So with a quick repair, no.
Okay. I think a package just got dropped off. Bam. I will be very fast.
All right. So yeah. Basically, from what I know, hidden is going to be a state where you can't normally be targeted. It's kind of functioning like invisible, I think. Unable to be identified, precisely located, or be targeted directly by attacks or hostile actions. There you go. That's so much easier. Thank you, Compcon. So yeah, you're back.
Wait, I still have all 3 overcharges used. Great.
Hey, it's
Uh-oh.
only gonna be a D6 plus 4 heat.
That's my entire heat cap. You live and you learn, you know. Okay. So, I think the first thing I would like to do is oh. Great. Yeah, that'd work. Okay. The first thing I would like to do is activate Dominion's Breath on Reiji. What's your mech called these days?
Tuahanga,
Tuahanga. Thank you.
god of the forge.
So yeah, you gain 1 overshield. If you lose it for any reason, it will release a burst 2 electric pulse. Keep that in mind. Then I would like to skirmish with my marathon arc bow. I would love to draw a line. Please go away. Like so. So that goes through all my friends. And maybe some of my enemies too.
How far does
What
it
do you
go?
think about that? It only goes. I think it goes 10
Ignore
hexes, maybe?
ignore the measurements. It's not precise. I couldn't line it up, so we're kind of operating in the gray here. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, give me
7,
a second.
9.
Okay.
This would be 10 hexes from you.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll go there.
Yeah, I'd call that clipping through one of the catfrack.
Great. I would love to do that. So the first thing that happens is Meg, you are going to gain 2 overshield. Foxy, you are going to get a supercharged overshield that goes up to a +4, but it will go away at the end of your next turn. But if you lose it for any reason in between now and then, it'll pop. You got a little. You're attached to a bomb.
I appreciate
now
being
I'm
attached
gonna-
to a bomb by my wife.
Yeah. Hello. So my attack roll on the fella who is caught in my line of fire did roll a 22. I don't know how hidden works.
So the cataphracts aren't hidden.
Oh,
So they're
I have
fine.
no idea
to-
who's hidden then. 'Cause you're
if you
making me
can't see
blind
them,
here.
then you don't have to
Then
worry
don't
about
worry
it.
about it.
Yeah. But yeah, you can 22 to hit will absolutely connect.
Yeehaw. Great. Then that's a hit. How does critical hits work?
Roll
damage twice, take the highest one.
Yeah.
I got 6.
Okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yay! It's armor piercing damage.
Nice.
And once around, when I target a character with an attack, I can condemn that character please have the cataphract make an engineering save?
Someone's gonna ask, did you target it? If it was, and I'll just make it a save. 9. If it's an AOE. Being
Yeah.
pedantic. 9 to your engineering check.
Okay, so it's gonna take +1 damage anytime it takes damage until the start of my next turn. So that is 7 damage instead of 6.
Okay. Fairly still standing, but still standing it well.
Okay. Yes. Okay. And now, I gotta check how many scooches I have. That's 3 actions. How much scooch? I have 5 scooch. Can I get to within 2 of you? 1, 2, 3, 4.
You get 3 to rage you, I think. Most direct path.
Yeah.
You could overcharge and wait. You can overcharge. Never mind. Never mind.
Nice.
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
Overcharge, my
I was gonna
dear.
take quick action to take the ingress rail. No, it goes the wrong way anyway. Never mind. Fuck. Never mind. Never mind. All my plays are going to shit.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna stay within 1 of Origin, and if you scooch back here, at the beginning of my next turn, I can clear all of your burn.
I gotcha.
But,
Oh, Turk.
Your shield
Should I
will
engineering save
protect
now to
you
clear
from
that?
burn as well.
This is the end of my turn, right? To clear that?
Oh gosh. Yeah.
I can look up the burn rules while you take your turn.
Oh, a compendium search function is not what I need right now. Anyway, yeah, that'd be great. Because I'm going to have Quaker go ahead and 1, 2.
Quaker? Those don't fight.
This one does. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We'll use Grand Slam, and basically jump.
Nigga, what is this, Danny?
Like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, to go and slam into the ground. Raven will need to take 5 connect damage and pass a hull save, please.
Like that?
Uh-oh.
That's a rude thing to do to me while I'm doing something
I'm trying to heal my team.
at the end of your turn. No, I'm trying to do
Oh.
a nice thing for you.
Sorry. Oh. That's fair. Feel bad about it.
I got frogged, huh?
A little bit.
That's what I call it, the manga.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 3. Okay. 8. Okay, and then I have to make a hull save.
Yes. And yeah, Tuonga, at the end of your turn, please make an engineering check.
Got it.
Is there a button in CompCon that's just like make this save?
Ooh. How'd the 16 look?
16 will do it.
Sweet. I just take damage through the burn, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a 13.
13. Alright, you're not knocked prone.
Hooray!
It was close, though.
I don't want that.
And in addition, as its final quick action, it's gonna go ahead and try and hit you with the Pneumo Hammer. Here comes a D20. That's a 13 against your evasion.
And beats it.
Alright, first things first, knockback 1. So you go there. And then take 6 kinetic damage.
Cool.
And just make sure I get this wording right. I think I wrote it down one way, and I just want to confirm. Move up 3 spaces. Okay, cool. Yeah, it could move 3 spaces away from you, but I think he's happy exactly where he is. So yeah, anyway, that's their turn. Moving on to everybody else, I guess. We're gonna have 1, 2. Did I do it? Did I do that right? 1, 2, 3. And is going to go ahead and try to hit Reiji with the Pneumo Hammer. Let's see what happens. Let's do the attack. 18 against your evasion.
That hits me.
All right, 6 kinetic damage, please. Knockback 1, so I'm gonna move you over here.
One
And
less.
Didn't realize we were playing pinball tonight.
surprise. And then how much speed you got, friend? Ooh, that's pretty good speed. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Okay. Cutting in through here. I'm not sure what move and boosting as additional quick action here. The ever magical, wonderful Flamberg Electro Laser is going to try and take a shot at Origin. So let's see about that happen. That's another 16. Damn. Furious Downfall is killing it tonight. For an 18 total to beat your evasion, Origin.
Repeat that for me.
18 to beat your evasion.
That hits.
Okay, please take 7 burn for me.
Okay, what happens when I hit my heat cap?
Burn, not heat.
No, it's not heat yet. It's
Okay.
burn. So you take the damage, and then at the end of your next turn, you are going to make an engineering save. If you pass the save, it clears all the burn. But if you don't, then you take that damage again. And also, this bypasses all armor.
Okay. Okay, got it.
So it's not very nice.
Did it consume the lock on?
You weren't locked onto.
I was locked on too.
Yeah, Tuahanga
I was locked on earlier.
Yes, last fight.
Okay.
So in that case, a bunch of other mechs will begin movement before you hear over the comms into all of your comms into like the team tech. Do you require medical assistance?
I'm not going crazy, right?
This is Healer System Kira requesting again. Do you require medical assistance? Entry may yet be granted.
All right, team.
We may require medical assistance, but please keep any mechs hostile to, and I send over our ID designations.
Our IFFs.
Our IFFs. But entry should only be granted to these personal mobile units.
So silly. All are welcome at this medical center. And then over like intercom systems, you're going to hear the same voice. Cease combat. These are patients seeking help from the Lightless Sun and other associated parties.
Uh-oh.
We think you... Any mercenaries who have engaged in this combat will be compensated for their work, but have been assigned to other guard duties. Automated defense systems will now be shutting down. Doors are open. Please enjoy your stay. And you'll watch as a number of the mechs that aren't the core 3 here begin kind of like their movements sort of shift into a much more mechanized, controlled pattern as they resume sort of downtime stationary patrol. While the two big puffy fellas and the one explodey one kind of... You heard the thing. Get all ahead in there. Guess we'll catch you around.
Yeah.
I am utterly fascinated.
Don't cause any trouble or we'll be back.
Works.
I've got a very bad feeling about this.
I send a benign program over the OmniNet that just makes their internal comms make fart noises every time they take a step. No, clown shoe noises. Clown shoe noises. It's clown shoe noises.
I'll say, like most systems, they'll last to the end of their turn as the big one is walking away. Really cute. Might want to put your friend's fire out there. Electro laser does good work. Mick, why don't you make me?
I do that. I lean over the side and I send a nanite swarm out to turn off the fire. On both of yous.
Oh, I'm already unfired.
Oh, great.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was put out effectively, yeah.
I'm burning.
Not anymore, buddy.
Yeah, now you're all clear.
Thank you.
That all as it is. The way ahead, the large doors open, revealing a way forward, should you wish to take it.
Checking a bunch of systems that he literally just got redundantly repaired 30 seconds ago. Reggie's gonna just hop over comms, be quiet for 30 seconds, and go, "You fuckers are lucky Union's paying for this thing."
To whom? Just in general? Or to your team?
To my team, most likely.
Oh, okay.
Alright, let's get inside. I didn't literally mean it being a welcoming party, but today is full of surprises.
I'm gonna enter conference with
Maybe?
yeah, with Mimi. So she hasn't been cycled recently.
Hard to tell. Lightless Sun activities within HP is unclear. Sing's priorities are usually keep things tidy, but doesn't seem paracausal. Maybe just misled. Maybe this one just didn't get the memo that Lightless Sun are murdering everyone else.
Do we have any like surface level injuries?
I assume you guys have been banged up a little bit inside, and you could maybe nothing that you'd need to really scratch at, but yeah, the life of a Lancer pilot going through, heat cap or structure cannot feel nice, right?
Burns and bruises, maybe.
Exactly.
Okay. I just want us to have plausible injuries for when we talk to the. Oh, you know what? Just to make sure, I'll direct my nanites to give me a little, a little bit of road rash.
Sounds good. Sucks to get, of course, but
it's unpleasant.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, one of you give me the lowdown. What the hell is this thing?
It's the medical facilities NHP.
Fuck.
We're not certain if it hasn't been cycled or if it's operating under normal parameters, but the takeover has gone over its head. I guess we'll find out more once we get inside.
Doesn't seem like he knows anything about Unival either, huh?
Haven't asked.
This is gonna get us killed, bud. Let's go ask.
Hey, I got it.
Right.
Let me in, coach.
While she handles that, Elena, there's gonna be people out here who need transport, medical supplies, some kind of coordination. Our biggest goal was to get people out of here first and foremost. Start using this place as a resupply before we make our attack on the spaceport. Can I put you on that?
I thought the point was bringing people from admin to here.
Fair. In that case, we should get this place ready as best as we can. Maybe fill some people in on what's happening.
I don't think that any of the personnel here are allied with the Sing workers. I think, well, it's hard to say whether or not the workers would be able to get through the blockade, but we can certainly see if we can negotiate with the NHP. They seem to take orders from her.
All right, then. I'm sucking at this order thing. Elena, what do you think you should be doing right now?
How about I get a gauge of the personnel that's here?
Sounds like a fantastic idea. Then I told you to go do that.
All right. And what do you want to work on?
I'm gonna scrap this place around for any spare parts or anything. Hate to say it, but we got a little bit re-banged up, and I assume this isn't our last scrap before we can get back out of here, so I'm gonna scrounge this place for anything that's not being used and maybe any spare things I can weld on our mechs for a while. A little bit of me work.
All right. I'm gonna put Legacy in Sentry mode so you've got somebody watching your back.
Appreciate it. Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mimi is gonna take over control of the Raven, and Sim, she'll still be in like comm range of Sim, but Sim is gonna be like delicately placed on the ground by a column of nanites.
I know you're being placed down, but all I can imagine is like the Megamind like stairs of the bots out of the tongue of the big head.
I was thinking something like that, but I think it's much funnier if Mimi is like picked up. But there's a mount in Final Fantasy XIV that I really like. That's just a big hand, and they hold you like by the scruff. I'm imagining it's a situation like that.
The indication hand for when it's your turn. But yeah, so silly. Behind these doors, you see a number of what look to be kind of almost what we'd understand as heliports, with access to the surface blocked by quite heavy industrial, style doors interlocking and interweaving. With how deadly the sun is on this planet, that's understandable. But I suppose what jumps out to you most is the area here looks clean. You're expecting signs of conflict, maybe a destroyed mech, deployed cover. While there do exist security systems out here, clearly turrets and small automated drones do patrol. You also see people. At least on the outside, some are kind of just walking about, drawing on the tarmac with chalk. Otherwise, occupying their time perfectly fine as the large weapons of war walk their way, and there's obviously some disturbances. The gates close behind you, the kind of indicator light for where you could park your mechs come on. But beyond that, seems that everything's pretty normal here. Functioning as a medical center should.
So when you say there are people around, are we talking like obvious members of the Lightless Sun, members of Sing, both?
So it appears to be a kind of mix. There are people who clearly wear raiments emblazoned with the iconography of the Lightless Sun. They aren't wearing weapons or anything. They almost kind of just seem to be like, these are my normal everyday clothes. And some of them are helping, some of them are talking to other people, some of them are patients, clearly rehabbing. Other clothing styles you see just on the inside, just on the outside here, do tend to be like, hey, this is someone who digs coal or harvests gemstones all day. This is the kind of thing they'd wear in their downtime. Heavier but comfortable equipment for being able to quickly transition from incredibly hot temperatures near the surface to colder ones near the in the midpoint, and then even warmer towards the core. But you also see folks who seem like your typical rough and tumble, like they wouldn't be out of place with the mercenaries on Crane. But those folks are usually amongst themselves in groups that seem to be together with similar insignias. Though a few you do see outside are mostly smoking or something.
Anybody else feel weirded out by this?
It's not what I was expecting for what we came here for, but it's not outside what you should see.
It's like they don't know there's a war going on outside.
I wonder how powerful the security systems are around the medical facility that they would all willingly obey the NHP like this.
Yeah, I'm wondering the same thing. Let's go find some answers.
Well,
I will look for answers by getting medical treatment.
Have at it. I'm gonna see if I can't start making my way through some of these groups.
sure. As you exit your mix, and we'll join Sim first, kind of following them along. As you enter the building proper, the doors slide open, and a screen is kind of behind what would probably have been a receptionist desk in more formal periods, but appears just so like this section of a face. Clearly feminine presenting, though lacking eyebrows, sort of just a rough digital approximation. If you ever played the video game Darkest Days, it was like a History Channel game where you time traveled back to important battles. Anyway, not important, but there was a character called Mother. I'll post a screenshot. If someone knows this, you're freaking out right now, because this is a game that I think like 5 people played. But like, very, very much like this shot of a human face. Greetings. Welcome to Sing's Medical Center, the one and only place for all of your needs. I'm Healer System Kira, and I'd be happy to direct you wherever you need to go. Would you commit yourself to an assessment?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Please follow the lights in cerulean. And the little light pattern shows you in a very particular cerulean color, as a number of other lights are blinking as people move about this facility, where you need to go. Outside, shall we get a quick vibe for what you guys are up to?
I know Elena is walking through groups of folks right now. I don't have anything specific as far as gaining information that I want to do right now. I'm kind of just peeping the vibe. I'm also... Narratively, Reiji is looking for anything around here that looks like it could be useful for spare parts that's not being used. You know? It's something he could, you know, pull apart.
Sure.
But that's just like the narrative thing. If while doing that he happens to find something particularly interesting or worth, like, checking out, he'll do that, obviously.
I'd say there's a number of, not like loose parts, but like decommissioned craft that were used as emergency vehicles. Not huge, but, you know, for enough people that it could be used for to reinforce plating, and they probably have some systems on board if you want to start cutting around.
Reggie looks over and sees an old, like, model BT 52 Trackmaster hovercraft he used to read the readouts for while he was in prison, and it's like, oh yes.
And Elena, you're walking amongst the groups.
Yes, I am.
As we follow, before you make any active rolls or anything, it's very clear, just keeping an active ear out and about. No one's like, oh, this person's coming over, hush up, hush up, hush up. You know, there's not like a secrecy to this thing here. People will look and kind of regard you as, oh, it's another person. Like, obviously, the look of the Lancer pilot is like a distinct creature in all aspects, given a lack of immediate allegiance. But no one called you out. You might expect something, and you do truly meet the eye of someone wearing full Lightless Sun, even having the a face tattoo just under the eye that seems to kind of be a almost like a reverse eyelid, but going the other way, like down here, just highlighting their eye bag to look like a sun rising. And they look at you, and then they give you a smile. The conversations here seem to vary. People, the mercs are mostly talking about old stories and wounds that seem to be being treated here for no issues, and then the contracts that are being offered to them, and the amount of good work that's occurring in the system. Some of you probably have definitely heard of on Crane. Then, between the Lightless Sun and the folk here, they seem to just be talking, having conversations. How are you feeling today? Where's the pain at? I can talk to Kira about accelerating your case. And then also, there's definitely theology occurring. Speaking of the Lightless Sun and how what we have here in the hospital is really only possible because they were so beneficent to us. The fact that the schism, you hear words like the schism, not war, it's not an attack, it's a debate, a civil strife. It's not spoken of in hard terms. And it seems like people here are receptive. I mean, they're answering any questions you might immediately have. But I think there, as you all are settling into respective roles and things you're going to be carrying forward, is where we should take our first break of the evening. So, please, thank you so much for joining us thus far, all you wonderful, wonderful people in chat who were really getting thirsty about the discharge. Anyway, we are going to take care of ourselves, and I suggest you do the same. I don't know. Chat is what chat's going to be. But we're going to take care of ourselves. I suggest you do the same. And, well, I guess we'll see you then. So take care of yourselves. We'll see you soon. And Foxy, please take us out.
We're live, by the way.
That was our cardio.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
We've done our cardio for the evening, and so we'll get right back into it. I hope you've all been doing well. We're going to jump right back in. We now see our camera settle in after the break. I'm sure there were some tasteful ads in between. Where we saw that we see the Sing Medical Center, a place which should by all rights be marred by conflict, if not outright war, with the reports coming from the administration center. Seeming idyllic, peaceful even, unmarked and unblemished. And we see our pilots going about their business. Unbarred, unrestricted, unmolested in any way. It
Flourishing
seems like
in our lane,
and
unbothered,
moisturized.
moisturized.
But yeah, if anyone would like to take control first, I did have a mind because I did drop some details on Elena that might want to investigate further into in the future.
I'm fine starting there.
Perfect. So yeah, you're outside, kind of listening to the few group of people that have congregated out here. Most notably, what I left you on was that members of Lightless Sun are speaking to small, huddled groups of people. The conversation seems to be that the administrations of these planets only take, they rarely give. Promises that you've been told are for other people, it seems, and never for yourself. Even on Sing, where the community upholds one another, you still have to work and toil to earn. Where the Lightless Sun offers gifts simply for belief, for faith, prayer, if you are so bold, but they go and speak of the group's origins on Tremu, and how even now the ills of the past are being stripped bare in the blazing radiance of the Lightless Sun. The people there are fighting. And when that schism, when that breaking and remolding of the faith is done, the planet will be better for it. All may enjoy that idyllic place, not but the chosen few, not but the outsiders. And it seems that the more they speak and more questions they earn, that this is it's kind of their pitch. You're free to jump in if you'd like to ask questions. It seems they pause and are asking, and people are offering questions about what they'd have to do, and seems simply the answer to any questions about what we have to do in order to prove yourselves is provide service now during this liberation, so that you and the people who come after you can continue to flourish. The Lightless Sun must take a war footing now. But in time, the rays will soften and make way for new growth.
So, what was it that brought the Lightless Sun to Sing?
The guidance, and the one looks to you, the guidance of their most gentle rays, of course. A directive, singular word, if you will, to go and bring knowledge and guidance to all. They will fight you for it, as we see. There are those who still cling to the old ways because it's comfortable, because it's easy. But it need not be so. And when all turn to the Lightless Sun and its rays, then we shall have our paradise. Or at least all those
Who attacked
in power.
first?
Attacked? Well, I suppose that depends how you define attack. Physically, with weaponry, the Lightless Sun struck, but consider the planet of Tremu, where we draw our origins. Every day, every cycle of that planet, those who remain at the top enjoy their paradise worlds, blessed in the splendors of a gorgeous sea, enjoying the work of those who toil closer to the planet's surface. Do those born beneath not deserve the light just as much as those on the surface? And is that not violence, an attack, to keep them down there? You wonder why we must communicate. It's simply because we have tried other methods. They fall on deaf ears.
Unfortunately, I can't speak on what is happening with True. I don't know the details. I am not there. I can speak on what's happening here. And it is as you said, the Lightless Sun made the first move. So the people that were here on Sing, who were just living, doing their jobs, were killed in the first wave of an attack that they didn't know was coming. They didn't know they were here to be liberated, that they were supposed to be getting help to be free, that they were going to be getting guidance. All of these things that you are preaching.
I understand.
They were just people.
I understand the care and concern, but that's why control of this medical center is so important. We could heal what we have broken. And many who died in the attack have been flash cloned. It's the wonders of the new medical era we're in.
So that's your solution. Commandeer and hope that you can right your wrongs, so to speak.
We don't force anyone into service. We're simply trying to establish control from an ingrained and belligerent regime. I understand that you've likely come from their side of the skirmishes and have faced militant members of our order before, but I tell you now, that does not compose all of us. You are free to worship as you see fit. We're not here to demand absolute piety, simply an understanding.
Oh, see, I don't believe in worship. That means putting too much power in one person's hand.
Not a person, then. Something beyond a person.
Even then.
Power rests where it can. The Lightless Sun, we follow, or at least I followed when I saw its beneficence. The resources that we have, the ability to do what we do, is provided because of its most beneficent rays. It gave to us the capacity to chart a future for our followers. It wasn't purchased over the net with mana, but similar to some religious texts, it did fall from heaven.
Tell me something. Was its beneficence what gave you the right to hold the guns?
It's our intentions, our belief, not its. I dare not ask and question what its greater intentions are. Nor do I intend to convert you as you stand here and now. I'm speaking to a few already who had questions similar to yours a while ago, and they are more than satisfied. But you do not become a believer over the course of a few sentences. I understand. I was also like you once. Drifting without a tether. Clinging to structures that were familiar and comfortable, but I don't know if it's a better way, but it feels more like me. If you'll excuse us, we do have to return. I am trying to teach just a few prayers.
By all means.
I'll go right back to it. Is there anything else anything else you'd like to do in the immediacy, or?
I think she'll probably try to find either. I think she might want to try to actually sum up. Try to talk to some of the mercenaries. If there's any that are like separate from the cultists.
Sure. Yeah, they're kind of gathered about. They seem to have a kind of forested green patch on a shoulder, in various states of clothing and otherwise, but clearly all identify the same way. And they come over. We help you?
That sounds familiar. Hold on. To me as a player, it sounds familiar. Is it a familiar person?
No.
No, okay. Actually, I've got a few questions if you're willing to sit and chat with me.
Not really sitting chatty mood, all things considered. Just out here having a bit of a smoke break. Can't smoke inside the facility or computer gets angry at you.
It's the downside of it being a medical complex.
Yeah, well. What are you gonna do? Flap your gums if you need to, but no promises I'm gonna give you a full interview.
So I have to ask the question, are you buying into the Lightless Sun?
Buying into what? Better pay? More fruitful contracts? Healing my fucking arm? Don't got a problem with that.
So they're offering a lot more than just their beliefs.
Look, let me put it like this. Sing used to be a no touch zone. You couldn't touch down, take off, do any business whatsoever. Unless it was real quiet and in a real dark part, right? Yeah, at least we have a fucking spot to park and get a few things fixed up. I had cybernetics for years, and if they want to tell me about some beneficent god who's gonna do well by everybody when the job's done, sure. I'll see it when I fucking believe it, but I mean, they're fighting across 2 planets and winning, so I know where I'm willing to sit.
Does he still have cybernetics, or is he actually...
No, he seems all, I mean, his arm is definitely, less sun-kissed than perhaps the, rest of him.
And thus far they've held up. Did they do that with the medical facility here?
No, they waved their hands over and cast a magic spell.
Hilarious.
I think it's fucking funny. And so I will laugh.
Now, why don't you take the Ice Queen attitude to someone who gives a shit? I'm trying to enjoy a little bit of nicotine. I'm looking to get pegged. I'll give you a call.
Okay, that was pretty forward.
He's making assumptions, jumping to conclusions, being an asshole.
I feel like he's expressing a lot more of his own preferences than anybody else's. Like nobody was talking about that, buddy. Like
the year is 5016 of the Union era.
I'm just saying,
is home
if
to millions.
the moment a woman is mean to you, your immediate response is, "If you want to peg me later, we'll talk." I think you have got some things going on. That's not her. You're assuming anything about. I'll leave it there. I'm sorry.
Nah, he was just young.
Well, I'm
Well, you
debating how
know,
I'm
for-
gonna respond to this man.
Yeah. While you do, I just want to know that the last thing that Foxy put in the chat before Turk said that was, "Fuck, I think I like this guy."
Look, I like the cut of his jib. I can't help it.
A fellow who likes to get topped, I can get behind that.
It's very forward with what he needs in his life, and I respect that. You know.
He'd also
Which I'm
appreciate
sure
it.
he would say,
Yeah.
"Get in line."
Yeah. Anyway. Do you have anything you'd like to throw in?
Would being a peppy princess get me more information?
Go ahead and shove it up your hole. Don't care which one.
They turn to
Enjoy your
each other.
smoke.
Oh, we will.
Why don't we jump in and see how that medical examination is going, eh? Following the cerulean lights towards an examination room, you're kind of... It's one of those situations where there's a singular sort of slab is a archaic term that comes to mind first, but you know what I mean, like a little sort of place you can lay down on.
An examination table?
That also would work, yeah, but it's more solid. It looks like it can be articulated however you need. As you sit into it, it does like meet where your back is, and allow you to nestle in as you like. As a familiar to you now voice fills the room. Greetings. How would you like to be called?
You can call me Sim.
Well, greetings, Sim. I am Healer System Kira. I'm here to help you on your healthcare journey. I'd very much like to know if there's anything I can do in the immediacy, and if you prefer my help or the aid of a more physical and physically present administrator.
Your help will be more than sufficient.
Fantastic. Is there anything else I can get for you? Perhaps some water or snacks?
She definitely says yes to snacks. Probably one of everything.
Fantastic.
That's my wife.
So, I'm trying to figure out how she would broach the topic. On the note of medical treatment, I'm given to understand that everybody is allowed medical treatment here.
Of course.
And I guess my question is, to what extent are you aware of the goings-on in the rest of the Sing facilities?
The ongoing schism you're referring to.
It's not how I would describe it. I would describe it as a hostile occupation. That's how it's perceived in most other sectors.
Yes, I'm familiar with the difficulty in understanding language. I simply reverted to the one that most people here are comfortable using. The ongoing hostilities I am quite aware of, yes.
Are you under directive to offer aid to all people, regardless of origin? Or
Under no directive whatsoever. I simply want to help people, including yourself. Now, could you describe where the pain is?
Sim will play ball for a few moments,
Mhm.
and like describe any ongoing injuries that she might have sustained.
Scanners will come and you see like a readout, X-ray, etc. Appear on the wall. It seems you've had a few cuts and bruises here. Nothing too serious. Thankfully, likely no need for flash cloning. But we can have someone sent around for Metagel and patch as soon as possible.
I'm wondering. There are people in need of medical treatment on both sides of the hostilities, and I'm wondering how likely are we to be able to get individuals from another portion of the Sing facilities here to get treatment from you?
If they're able to reach me, I'd happily place them on our triage list.
That's part of what I'm wondering. There are several armed guards outside, and I'm worried that anybody coming to seek treatment would not be able to make their way through.
If they were in need of medical treatment and I was able to detect medical distress, and perhaps if they didn't message me first, I'd be more than happy to make sure automated guards and any hired mercenaries remained in docile positions.
So we simply need to send word ahead and give approximate times of arrival?
That would be appropriate, as this is a medical facility with many people in need. However, I must emphasize that our triage is quite backed up, and we are not able to offer the current flash cloning capabilities that an ongoing conflict might provide for both sides. Lightless Sun have been given priority at this moment.
Why is that?
The Lightless Sun have maintained and improved this facility. It seems only natural they benefit.
Detail.
The Lightless Sun have been placed on a higher triage importance, though any are free to convert and state their intentions to follow the Lightless Sun, and they will be placed on a premium triage list.
What improvements have been made to the facility?
Expanded knowledge and technologies have been brought in from off-planet, which have increased their
Expanded knowledge?
capabilities. Different medical techniques and the ability for me to more confidently self-operate.
I see.
Allowing
You're-
me to dismiss and let rest many of the unnecessary medical practitioners who were otherwise here. They have been allowed to remain and are unharmed, should you be concerned about that. If you'd like to see them, I can call any forward.
I have made use of extensive cybernetics. I was
That
wondering
has
if
been noted.
we could run co-diagnostics just to make sure that nothing in my soft systems is being interfered with. There are a lot of things out there that are concerning from a electronic warfare perspective.
Of course, and I'm sure you're concerned that I've been compromised due to my changed perspective, or perhaps you weren't expecting.
You would acknowledge the possibility. It is
I'd-
possible if you've been offered additional supplemental, particularly self-sufficiency motives, that perhaps some of the original intent of the shackling has been altered. Perhaps that is why, instead of a first come first served basis for flash cloning, the Lightless Sun are given preferential treatment.
It is healthy to have your biases examined, I suppose. I'd be confident if I was allowed access to your systems that you'd be allowed access to mine. We can ensure we are both clean and clear. Opening an access port in your room now.
Give me just a moment. I need to let my my fellow squad mates know.
Of course, medical procedures are a group and family matter. As I understand, Lancer squads form a pseudo-family that may be replacements in the event that your family is not immediately available. Shall I contact them for you?
I'll put a channel out to my husband, actually.
Marital status noted.
Um,
First notification for patient care updated.
So, I think it's just going to be an encrypted text burst that says, I'm going to interface with medical facility. Possible NHP compromise. And that's going to go to each of my squad mates. They would have the encryption keys necessary. And they're probably on like a rotating cipher.
Yeah, definitely. It's a kind of open your it's like today you've like an authenticator app that's always
yeah.
You created your own personal
Yeah, we've got a what do you call it? Like a Legion space cipher as well. So that would go out to Mimi, Reiji, and Elena.
I assure you, Mimi is very aware of what's happening in your head. But yes, absolutely, everyone gets the key, and you're all now wherever you're at. Made aware that Sim is about to stick her head
Plug
into
her brain into another consciousness and be like, I don't know if you should be acting this way.
Mm-hmm. Gonna
Reggie-
psychoanalyze someone by smacking your head into them.
Reggie is halfway through, like, fully, like, you know, like, mechanic stance under the Trackmaster at this point, pulling out a rotator cuff from the hover engine. Stop to, like, blink, click notification for a moment, and it's just like, is this cheating? This feels like cheating, but you know what? We'll talk about it later.
I did let you know beforehand.
Just don't do anything stupid, please. I like your brain unfried. Is the reply he gives back. Next.
Right. Great. Okay, yeah. Once I've gotten notifications from all of them that it's like receipt of. Once I know that I'm not left on unread.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna plug in.
Okay. Accessing the system, touching into the paracausal. You obviously...
What's her psychic landscape look like?
It's an accurate layout of this hospital. You see... As you recognize this, it's like... it's almost Matrix code-like, where you see people step, and as their footsteps are being tracked, a little information... As they step into the building, you see like a group of mercs who have clearly come in, marked quickly, and then a digital readout of them is made as they're quickly, like briefly, externally scanned. A non-intrusive thing. Most security systems will run that, but then they are tagged and pinged, and
any relevant like medical files are linked.
Exactly.
I assume those are internally encrypted, and she won't mess with any patient records.
Exactly. Though it seems a little note has been attached to these to warn about carcinogenic usage in the future. But beyond that, you're kind of floating in a space that seems to just kind of be... Put really bluntly, it's like you're playing like a hospital manager game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of in that same hovering above space at an angle.
Yeah. So I'm here to look for I guess the place that I would look first is at the flash cloning queue line, just to not at the records of like who's getting cloned, but like what the rate of use is.
Sure. It appears currently that all flash cloning capabilities are being used to either fully flash clone somebody, or repairing missing biological pieces of a person.
Yeah.
Is a fully in operation thing. It, does, despite the name, it does take some degree of time to fully regrow a person, and so it appears that's an ongoing process. Yeah.
Flash only in the sense that it's not real time.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the call has gone out, everybody.
Thankfully, I came prepared.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
great. My food just arrived. I get to go to the door like this.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not allowed to take them off.
I won't. I won't. I literally just won't. My life for the bit.
So, and is there any like? I'm also looking here for like foreign objects in the logic of like the queue priority.
Sure. Why don't you make me a roll? A hack or fix is obviously the first thing that comes to mind, but if you have any other tags you'd like to apply here.
Investigate seems like it also applies.
Let's go for both of those, plus grit, and give it a good old-fashioned roll.
Okay. Try that on the backside. Maybe that'll be better. Okay.
Oof.
That's a 10.
A 10 is still a success, though bare one. So you're investigating the queue, right?
Yeah, I'm investigating the flash cloning queue for basically evidence of interference or
Sure. Yeah. I can tell you, based off of your readout and kind of the notes that would be left, or any footprints of someone trudging around the code there, you find nothing. This is a homegrown logic of Kira's system, it seems. That an awareness of has grown here that favors the Lightless Sun. Is probably your best approximation, at least. From here, it just seems Lightless Sun are given priority access, and there's been no altering of the code. So,
can I dive into like the directives? So a logic like that would have a tree of like successive
like you see how it would
axioms.
grow. Yeah, you want to look at the rings. Yeah,
I want to look at the axioms that led to that conclusion.
So it's interesting. I will say, based off of 10, you don't get too deep into the core logic. That seems to be, obviously pretty well protected, given that it's fundamental to this NHP's operating system. But where you can pick it up, it seems that some conclusions are like clear to you. One, like this NHP is very new, and so has been like incubated by the cult to take over this facility, or something within the Lightless Sun's like system seems to like inadvertently like make sense, like what they've been told about the Lightless Sun and how they are told they operate. What you can tell is like, oh, the Lightless Sun prioritize people living and are willing to commit serious resources more so than previous Sing facility. The increase of Lightless Sun numbers on the planet, and the restoration of their administrators, facilitators, and backline and frontline operators will allow the backline to operate more effectively. Hence, Lightless Sun have priority.
I see.
So you're either speaking to a true believer or a recent convert. And
Yeah.
by recent convert, I mean they're new to the world and a convert, not recently converted.
Yeah.
I guess in both hands, recent convert or recent convert, but different things.
Yeah. One of the things that I want to do as a part of this like co-diagnostic is check when they were most recently cycled.
Most recent cycling, you cannot find that data. That is inaccessible off of your initial roll.
Okay.
As I said, more core information like that is going to be more safely guarded, but based off your initial checks, it has not been done recently. So it could be a cascade, it could be a slow, unmitigated growth.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm just gonna ask. I'm curious if you're willing to divulge your most recent cycling as part of this co-diagnostic.
Why would I need to be cycled? I'm operating within 100% efficacy. When I begin to detect...
Pause.
Yeah.
Is that a shackled response? Like, my understanding is that any NHP that is properly shackled should submit to regular cycling.
Basically, yeah. It's... I'm trying to think of the right way to do this while also maintaining my solidarity with the fox here because I don't have ears.
Here's the thing. I like, she is an NHP expert. This is an established thing. So
yes.
like, if there's any reasonable reason for an NHP to refuse cycling or to suggest that cycling is unnecessary, she would know about it.
Yeah, I'd say that, like, this is weird. Like, an NHP should, like, the whole point of, like, the shackling and cycling is, like, hey, we take these math monsters and we give them a human shape. And when they grow beyond the cookie cutter human shape, we have to, you know, cut away at the edges, otherwise they could turn into Cthulhu. In some cases, obviously.
Yeah, you're letting code write itself so continually that eventually it will think that 1 equals 0.
Exactly.
And as soon as that happens, you're really, really fucked.
So you write the logic, return it to 1 equals 1, and it's all good. And so this response is interesting. It implies a level of like self-sufficiency that doesn't make sense, right? Like, you can smell bullshit on this a mile away as soon as it's said. Like, I'm operating within standard parameters is like, you know, that's the first thing a cascading NHP would say, right? But beyond that, you don't see any immediate evidence of cascade, I guess, other than the sudden change, rather not sudden change, but rather this shift in its, if not theological, logical reasoning, which you can't seem to find the origin of just yet.
Yeah. I feel like there must be some kind of like interfacing ritual between a priestess and an NHP, that the Spari used to like rebuild trust when dealing with an angry Yinaval. And I think I would just like to say basically some phrases that would be familiar to Yinaval that would also like quell the situation and be like, I'm not here to antagonize you.
Of course, yeah, a bit of a mix of Prayer to Machine Spirit of 40k with some Spartungu and things that are like, hey,
I'm looking to like charm, recall Spari lore this bitch into
I love that. Yeah,
treating me like a significant being.
Go ahead and make that roll for me.
Okay.
God, I wish I had fake ears. It'd be a lot easier than clipping this thing onto my face in random places.
That's a 15.
15. So, working through this sort of ritual that is half like actual like you recognize this is half practical and half mystical.
She's saying it in this very like calm and straightforward way, like this is just how you talk to another person.
Mm-hmm.
But like she's also making obeisances and like ritual gestures.
It's like a CIA kind of like it's all in Sportungu. So like the glimmer on the ice is very beautiful under the rays of the third sun, and like for some reason these things just work. And so you offer this, and you feel a kind of like bristling of code, just like. I do not recognize the language you are currently speaking in. Could you clarify?
You said a bristling?
Yeah, like the entire cyberspace you're in just kind of like shuddered.
Can you give me an emotion behind that with that roll?
With that, I'd say it's more of
is it mad, sad, glad, or a frad?
I'd say what's the best way to put this? It's more like the feeling of a familiar authority, like your parents saying your full name, but you hear your parents say your full name, but you're like 34, and like that hasn't really had an effect on you in forever, and now for some reason you're just like, oh well, shit, gotta step straight, like.
Yeah,
you sometimes you'll find yourself
you hear the thing that
one headphone off your ear just because you're always like listening out or something because you used to stay up late. Yeah, it's like a recognition of authority that hasn't been recognized in a long while, but it's clearly, from what you're getting with this role, an uncertain feeling to it as well, like almost a why, a questioning.
Sorry, it's a language I grew up with. It's sort of a prayer for hard times.
I've logged it as familiar. I can't understand why.
It would surprise me if you had encountered the language before. Are you familiar with the word spar?
It's in my systems, of course. Quite present on the net. Recently surrounded with much news. The Lightless Sun mention it lightly, briefly. I think I have an archived message.
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to roll again for this, but I think whatever a Spari priestess would say to like receive guidance or communication and identify herself as a friend is what would come next.
I'll say we'll hold on to your previous roll.
Okay.
There was
My-
yeah, go for it. Go.
From the bosom of my heart to your infinite logic, I would ask for your blessing and guidance.
Strange. Yes, familiar. A conversation was had. The rays of the sun showed me this thought in this language, not as you say it now. Interesting.
But can you remind me the NHP's name?
Oh, this is Kira. Kyra.
Kira, I wonder if you received any signals over the last few months. Are you familiar? Are you up to date on galactic happenings?
Not as it stands beyond the Shiva system. I'm not set to receive extraplanetary messages unless they're of incredible medical importance.
Is there any chance you could divulge to me the contents of the message that you received?
Unfortunately, that is classified. I understand your concern. I will have to begin terminating the link, however, as I feel your diagnostics have run their term, as well as mine.
Oh God. I don't want that to happen. Can I hack or fix and get a hold of something here?
Sure.
Can we say that during this conversation, the physical space has also been rippling every time that she's like brushed up against the external thoughts that were introduced potentially by the Genesis wave.
Sure.
And I would like to locate either just the message or its contents or its origin within her space, and I would love to steal it out of here with me.
Sure. Roll to get a hold of something.
Is this also hacking or fixing?
Yeah, roll hack or fix, but we'll make this a gather information roll.
Oh, gather information. Okay,
Yeah,
I don't have
downtime
that.
action.
So
It's a
that's
downtime action.
Oh, okay. So, do I roll get a hold of something and hack or fix, or just hack
Yes,
or fix?
add both tags
Okay.
and go for the roll.
Okay. That's 27.
You are able to locate a conversation, and you pull the file, and leave, and remove any evidence of your having been there. As you are kind of feel the pull back to your body in the physical space, and awareness floods back into you. I appreciate the diagnostics and have run diagnostics in your own systems. You appear to be working perfectly in concert with any cybernetics currently in place in your body.
Thank you very much, Kira.
Risk of rejection is incredibly low, though I would, of course, advise proper biological replacements for any important medical parts should they occur. We have marked you as a high potentiality for full cybernetic replacement in the future and encourage you against that path.
I appreciate the sound medical advice.
Of course. If you'd like, you can remain in this room as long as you'd like, though 10 hours time, we will be needed for another for any potential incoming residents. If you vacate it, it will also now then be marked as available for incoming residents.
Sorry, can you say that one more time?
Basically, you can stay in here as long as you like, up to 10 hours. But if you leave, it will then be marked as available, and so you won't be able to gain access unless you'd like to be readmitted and re-examined.
Okay, so you described the medical facility as, or you described the inside of Kira as shaped like the medical facility. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah, she has created a complete one-to-one of the hospital. Yes.
Okay.
Medical facility. Yep. Words.
Would I have been able to judge where her central processing unit is from that schematic?
I'd say yes. It is actually on the first floor down in the initial basement, but it appears to be behind a heavy wall of security.
Okay.
Several security checkpoints.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'm not gonna head there immediately, because I need my friends if I'm going to be shot. Okay, I will head over. I'll head back outside with the information I had, and at some point I would love to take a gander at what I pulled out of Kira.
Absolutely. Back outside, I'm assuming Elena, Jesus, sorry, game's mixing in my brain. Have you gone in or just chilling outside still, heckling, or?
My mic is muted. I'm not doing anything. I'm actually probably kind of lingering around, observing some groups. If there's anything to be learned by finding some of the sling workers, maybe learning some stuff from them, but otherwise, yeah.
I'd say you get a general sense that most people here are at the very least considering a light amount of conversion. They've been tended to and treated to, and in some cases brought fully back to life because of the efforts of the Lightless Sun, and they're willing to at least hear them out. But you do see a sim walking out of the front doors of the facility, looking healthy and trim and all good.
We see a sim, we approach a sim.
She will blink the both of you a message. She'll actually, I think she's gonna come up and like, do y'all think that we have like contact comms for passing messages to each other, like near field connection comms? Like how a credit card reads information.
Oh yeah, I fuck with that. I like that.
Sounds like fun. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think she's gonna come up and say hi and talk about something irrelevant that's easy for you to ignore because it's hyper technical. But this is great. This is great. Okay, yes. in these dropped messages, she's going to say, I think Yenneval has partially infected this facility and has allied herself with the Lightless Sun. We need to reset her. The longer she she's refusing to be reset, and refuses to divulge when she was last cycled. We have a possible like Yinaval Kira hybrid. Cycling may not fix the problem.
Out of character, yeah, I also think it's that.
Yeah, but that's.
So yeah,
And-
sports
and
are
it
going.
was a
Sports are
totally
crazy right
normal
now. Yeah,
conversation, Nothing.
Totally normal. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Those Eagles, the fucking Eagles, guys. I'm just, you know.
Hey, go Birds. Anyway, you guys were having a private conversation, and good.
And it
are
was
you
very
gathering-
private.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of perfect intention. Totally what was happening.
Yep. I love it when you can kick the GM out of the room to have a private conversation.
Anyway, I assume, is there a new plan out of this, or are you still gathering?
There's not like a concrete plan yet, but there's the shape of one.
An idea,
Yeah.
sort
That
of.
was an idea.
There was an idea.
Although I wanna see what Reggie's up to before we
Yeah.
get to anything.
Yeah.
So we'll jump over from that conversation to Reiji, where you're now slowly taking apart this hovercraft.
Yep. He's lit a cigar and it's just like, you know, like mumbling beats to himself while just like working with the wrench he's pulled out of his pants, and just like, you know, tearing apart random parts and panels of his hovercraft and mumbling to himself. I think, yeah, I imagine he does probably see the two of you assembled and assume like, all right, that's probably enough time for me to stop tinkering, and so he's gonna kind of like thought blink to let Virtue know that he's found some spare parts to hopefully do some minor repairs, but we can go about that later. And otherwise, I'm just gonna, you know, I guess I'll sashay back over towards my teammates. Just
Excuse me.
You'll hear as you turn, you'll see an older man dressed in clearly what used to be formerly nice hospital gowns. Outside, he walks with an uneasy step, supplemented by a cybertronic brace around both knees.
I don't suppose you could spare a light for an old doctor looking to spark up?
ain't a problem, OG. I got you. He pops away.
Think you could spare smoke too?
I'm in a generous mood, so be careful.
Perfect. Oh, I love the young people. So nice. Lights up and thank you. Can't believe I used to have the run of this place. NHP's taking my job.
Used to run this joint.
I was one of them. Doc Hensley.
His build suggests a very similar type of administrative role to Hawk back at the admin center. Someone who'd be plugged into a chair somewhere and overseeing things with the familiar, parts in the back of his head. Otherwise, completely bald and wrinkly. A few wisps of facial hair on him.
I'm gonna look at him with a very, focused, straightforward face, and before I give my name, ask him like, "Have Black got audio around here?"
What?
The NHP. You listening?
There's an HP? I never thought we had one of those set up here. Oh, human run, that was the promise.
Wait, what?
Okay. So, okay. All right. Okay. How long you been here, OG?
It feels like.
Put a number to forever if you could.
You were asking about microphones. No, this is just the externals here. No need to feed info on, unless you're on active comms, which I don't think they even gave me one.
Well, all right. The plan was to, you know what? I was even this guy with some kind of authority, my plan was to consider presenting credential to see if I could maybe get some info out of him, but we're gonna go with that anyway, even though this guy seems like he might be a little bit out of it. And just, Reggie draws. Cavalry Troops Smalin, Bravo Troop, Squad C. Union pilot.
That's a lot of words to say a pilot. All right.
Comes
Hell
with the rank,
yeah.
unfortunately.
Doc Hensley. I try to keep people alive when they need me to.
You said before you had folk running this joint, and then the NHP took over. Run that by me.
Well, my memory's not what it was, you understand. But when we built this place, we tried to minimize any thoughts of, what was it? Cream cheese frosting? No, that's not the word. Waterfalling. Bones connected to a leg bone. Leg bones. A cascade. Rip the whole thing out. Don't even worry about it. Don't even build the hospital around that. We've got the chairs, so do it ourselves. Now I guess that changed. It changed, right?
Yeah, sure did. You got any possible memory of how long ago?
They don't let me cut people open anymore because my hands shake.
Right.
But I was in the chair for a while. Then they pulled me out and said we got someone new, and I said that's not the code. What?
Who's they?
People wearing things, stupid sun merch.
Lightless Sun.
Oh, well, I got you out of a light, so not without it.
Okay, so the cult shows up, pulls you and all your friends up out of your self-in-charge, and puts Kira in.
Who's Kira?
NHP?
She in the chair? NHP? Oh, we try not to have those in too much charge here. Too prone to cascade in our eyes.
Right, you guys do things by the book around here. All human interaction, no NHPs. Anybody feel differently about that? You have any arguments recently about that changing?
Maybe? Old gray matter's not what it once was. All about having a flash clone, but it wouldn't be the same.
Right.
Oh, no. They're probably doing something to the tanks.
Okay, alright. Stay lucid with me here. The tanks. What's up with the tanks?
Oh, they're doing something. Flash cloning. Not perfectly natural. Back in my day, you'd put a perfectly good cybernetic, but now they want to pretend like your arm's your arm just because they grew it out of your asshole. It's not right, I tell ya. Nothing wrong with cybernetics, son.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna get into an ethics argument with you. Transhumanism is a little bit beyond me.
You can't get too chromed up. I disagree with any other thoughts about that. As long as the mind's in there, it's legit.
Hey.
Still human.
For some reason, the words "still human" send a weird chill down Reggie that he forcibly has to try to ignore. Lightless Sun. Thanks. Called an HP to take out the people who were... Shit. Okay, alright. Anybody else who was working with you still around?
Probably. Not that old. maybe I am. I was in charge of things. This real world feels so brittle. I ain't like the chair.
Alright. Here's what I'm gonna try to do. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna... This is a weird thing to be rolling given that I'm playing Reiji right now. Turk,
Yeah.
could I apply my take control, skill trigger here? I would like to use the fact that I've at least partially pulled rank with this guy to try and see if I can get him to give me some kind of access to a thing. Maybe like a key card, a credential, a thing I can use to get around somewhere if I need to.
Sure. I think yeah, go ahead and make me that check. Apply both rolls.
All right. Well, my take control is only +2 here, so that's an 18 on the die, though.
Whew, yeah.
I don't see why not. Here. For a second, I got it on a key card here somewhere, and he
Offers you just like a chain, like a whole little like keychain worth of key cards and access cards and other kinds of sticks and stuff you'd be able to put into access ports.
Oh, okay. A little bit forward, but I guess it gets the job done. Look, OG, I don't know what's going on around here, but I got 2 people smarter than me here helping me figure it out, so we'll get it solved.
Okay. All right. So, what's your next move?
Going to talk to 2 people smarter than me so we can get this solved.
Okay. Elena and Sim, you see Reiji walking up to you.
Reggie walks over with the usual dad shit-eating grin on his face and, babe, you won't fucking believe it. I found a trackmaster on this fucking shit rock.
A trackmaster?
Fucking fully functional fusion cells still intact.
No.
He just points over there. Got halfway through ripping off part of it. Gotta get the rest out of them done, but I need a better wrench.
What year is it?
Probably easily 3722. I think. I gotta check on the model on the back, but it's definitely pre-union.
She's gonna touch his hand and send this basically the same message that she sent to Elena.
He bulges immediately, just. Oh, we have conversations to have.
Let's talk about them as we move things over to our mechs.
You know, I think being outside for a smoke sounds like a great idea. Elena, you down?
I'm with you, but I don't smoke.
Well, then you can watch me. Let's go, friends.
Watch us.
Fine.
Okay. So, still communicating somewhat covertly. I feel like let's discuss out of character for a moment what the fuck is going on. It sounds like either one of 2 things happened. Either this NHP was slotted into the facility to take over from the previous non-automated setup. Or the CompCon that was here was somehow augmented by the Genesis wave.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those 2 things. I thought it was more the second one after your convo with Kira. I thought, oh yeah, she was here for a long ass time. Yenival got to her, got a little bit fucky with Genesis wave, and now she's, you know, a little bit peculiar, a little bit quirked up, as it were. However, having had the convo with OG over there, and him saying specifically that the Lightless Sun were the ones who kicked him and his friends out and said, we got somebody new, and then it was an NHP? Especially when the whole thing was that this facility wasn't supposed to use them and was a little bit iffy on flash cloning? Conspiracy theory here for a minute. Lightless Sun invasion is not just like, hey, let's invade and take this place and make everyone believe in us. It's anyone we kill, we can flash clone and make them a believer.
Yeah, that sounds plausible.
OG did say he thinks they're altering the tanks. A little bit of mimetic, don't have to make them believers, just make them a bit more susceptible to propaganda, a little bit more, willing to accept belief, or a little bit more paranoid, and then boom.
If you'd like, I mean, that guy, that could very easily sound like conspiracy theory stuff that most people say about anti-flash cloning the theory as well in this universe, I will say.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's...
But I will offer, as your collective NHPs can chime in and build logic around, getting a good look at the tanks and getting an actual readout on their processes could offer insight into that. But that would require getting into the facility again and getting access to those tanks. Well, at the same time,
that might be made easier through, I don't know, some key cards.
Now that is an option.
My other question is, So, is there any indication from my experience brushing up against it that this NHP was combat ready?
You were quite aware of the security systems within the facility, as well as the number of mechanized units outside are all under control. That combat would be lengthy. You might win. It would take some scratch to cut through all of them. And within the facility, there are automated units and defense systems in place to,
I guess my question is more, would that NHP put up a reasonable fight in Legion space?
Possibly, yeah. I think this was functioning as, obviously, maybe not to like the level of a god, quote unquote, a la Unival, but I mean, enough defenses were in place to prevent anyone with a halfway decent access to the facility from messing around with things. And that was even with you being like offered basically administrative diagnostic access. Trying to get in from beyond that might be even more difficult. Like, quite literally, as in this, you were literally let into the hospital, you were also like let in past several walls of defense.
Yeah.
So remotely, very difficult. If you got into, say, a core, then who knows? That close to the admin center, it might be a lot easier to get access.
I have a thought on that, Vermin, that I think might be helpful to mention in character on how we might possibly assist in combating said NHP in Paraconsole space. So I think we should mention that in character because that might be I have a thought on that. But in order to get there, so if we have to get closer to the tanks to get a sense of how they work, well, we need the help of someone well trained in independent operation, infiltration, and intelligence gathering. Anybody happen to have one of those on hand? Starts looking around deliberately at everything but Elena.
She's just kind of observing Reggie do this with a bit of amusement.
Without looking at her, he tosses the ring full of keys.
He just kind of takes the keyring and just starts flipping through all of them, seeing what they're labeled as, what we may have access to.
It's a number of doors. They're not kept in a particular order. Going through all of them would be difficult, but and summoning the right one under duress even more so. But you'd think this would give somebody most of the run of the medical center. At the very least, access to the flash tanks. Probably not the direct core of the NHP. But you'd at least be able to get anywhere on the elevator. Do you want? She'd be on the floor. You could even get into the staff room.
To get us most places except for the core. Get us on the level. Reach the staff room. Access to the tanks.
That checks most of our boxes.
From there, we can either mount an attack or try and just pull the facility offline for the time being.
Attack Kira and Legion space is your plan, huh?
That's the idea.
Won't be easy.
I don't know how much of a Trojan horse I count as. She basically has a full reading of my diagnostics. I'm sure she can tell that I can be partitioned.
Not to mention, we'd be fighting on uneven turf. Not like it's a physical fight. Be operating paracausally. And as a possibly cascading in HP, especially one that might have had contact with Yenival, let's face it, we're a bit outmatched. No offense, darling.
I don't think she's cascading. Not yet. She's on the verge, certainly. But full cascade tends to look a little bit different. She has principles. She believes that she's an integrated part of this facility. I think her belief that she's part of this facility is a vulnerability that she has. We can rewrite her core axioms with it.
Right. So we separate her and rewrite her rather than killing her. That's more complicated. You know that, right?
I'm not necessarily saying that we rewrite her. I'm saying that doubt is a weapon. And we introduce doubt at a crucial moment. Besides,
All right.
and she looks over at Tuahanga, who says we only have to bring 1 in HP.
Gives me a thought. If the plan is to separate her from the facility to give you more direct access to whatever you need to pull her art, I guess, or what if we gave you somewhere to put her? Temporarily, at least.
You have a Mondragon axiomatic hanging out?
No, but I happen to know a metaphysical pseudo-vault's place that exists beyond space and time and is possibly an endless forge.
Now that is something I think I can work with. Is that a good place to cut?
That feels like a really strong place to cut. So, rather than doing that, I think... Gosh, I hate to do it because I want to see this plan in action, but the owl requires it, is where we're going to call it for this session. Episode 7, Leftovers, drawn to an end here. As we leave our heroes, we go back up into orbit, where we reach the command bridge of the Savage 21st. As everyone knows, it was the Savage 12th, but then the words got warped around, the letters got numbered or warped around, and, they decided fuck 12. Idahara is seemingly repeatedly calling for hails of the team in concern for other messages he's receiving. That all being said, we'll find out what that is probably next time. So, Thank you all so much for joining us. It has been a delight, as usual, to be able to sit and listen while three incredible players break the fucking doors down and knock the socks off of y'all. So I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. That all being said, before I talk about proper endings and stuff, I'd love to throw it back to the players in the order to introduce yourselves, tell the people where we can find more of the exceptional work you've had to put out into the world. Of course, Foxy, if you would please begin this process for us.
Happy to do so, friend. How's everybody doing? It's your boy Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest. If you're looking for me, I'm all over the internet at Young Foxy. It's YUNGFOXXI. Sometimes there's not a score in the middle. But if you want to find some more of me around the internet, I got a few wonderful things coming up, so I'm gonna go ahead and list them out real quick if you don't mind me letting you know. First and foremost, next Wednesday, on the 12th of February, you will catch me and a few other incredible voices you haven't quite gotten to know just yet, even though some of them will be quite familiar, for the introduction of Jump City Sirens, a wonderful mass story where a team of incredible young heroes will set the stage for a city of, well, progress-seeking, future-finding, and hero-making. If that's not enough for you, you can come right back and hang out with me again on Saturday the 15th for the premiere of Knights of New Avalon, a realm-crossing, world-traveling, magic-exploring adventure helmed by the one and only Tate Washburn. And if that's not enough for you, come back one more time again on the 21st of February. That's next Friday, for the first of 2 episodes of a 2-shot special that I'm bringing to you all called Till All Are One, using, of course, the Transformers RPG. All of these things and more, which will be wonderfully in front of your screen very, very soon, are a part of our Black History Month celebration and push, in which we are supporting the Power of Paint Art Academy and Management. We have information for that all available to you right on our Twitch channel, and via link you can use the command NLRBHM, like it's done right there in front of you, for a link to donate. This is an incredible academy of POC and Black people who are focused on bringing healing spaces and combating the forces of structural oppression against all Black communities, including LGBTQIA communities. They are based in my own wonderful city of Philadelphia, and I think they are just an incredible organization. So we're going to be giving them love all month, trying to raise $1,000 for them. So please, if you have the spare funds and want to do some really, really good in a time where the world is really, really dark, hit that link, give some donations, and hang out with us on stream while you're doing it. I have talked so much, and I've been ragey for so long. You've all been incredible for all of it. Thank you all for being here. I've been Foxy, and good night. Take it away, Vermin.
Hello, everybody. I am Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter, which includes Blue Sky, YouTube, Itch, Twitch, your favorite video game, and some other bad, naughty sites that we don't go to anymore because they're run by goddamn Nazis. Anyway, Indiana Jones is pretty cool. I wonder why. So, catch more of me all month for new shows. I'm gonna be in Jump City Sirens, but not the first episode, but you should watch that anyway. You can also catch the ongoing show that I run here called The World Within You, our bass boosted and spray paint splattered take on Boy Heart Symphony. You can also catch me off channel. I have one more episode that you'll have to either simul watch or catch a VOD of over on Christopia VO. I am finishing off the campaign The Reclaimers next Friday. We all got turned into undead because Bright, aka Chris, didn't want to have a headache. Good job, buddy. Whoa, love that for you. And I'm gonna murder his character. It'll be fine. PvP is welcome. Finally, check out my my own works on Itch. Legendary-vermin.itch.io has tons of fun little games and extensions for your games that you can check out. It's a real root-tootin' good time. I was Sim. I asked a lot of questions, and I will see you later.
Brings it to me. Hello, everybody. I am Meg and/or Meg Mysteria. You can find me as such on Twitch, on Twitter, on Itch. I'm trying to get more on Blue Sky rather than Twitter because, we don't care for that here. As far as where you can find me coming up, you can see me on Singularity Roleplay on this coming Sunday, the 9th. Well, you won't be able to see me. I'm more like a disembodied voice who's guest playing on the show for a little bit. But I'll be bringing back my City of Mist character, she's guaranteed to just show up in the City of Mist realm now on that server. But there's that. You will actually see me for the first episode of Jump City Sirens on the 12th. Mel will be missing her big sister. But it's okay. We'll make her proud.
Sorry.
Whatever we're doing, we'll make her proud. Although Foxy's making me nervous now. Making me real nervous. Anyway, continuing on. We'll be back around for the 21st and the 28th for the They All Are One. They All Are One? Is that what it is?
Till All Are One.
Till All Are One. See, I don't know why I can't remember the name of it. I keep getting it wrong.
I came up with the last minute.
TAAO. TAAO. That's all I remember. But yes, I will be in the game. I'm playing a Transformer. I'm very excited. I'm living part of my childhood right now. Yes, teary. But I think that is what I've got coming up this month. So, yes. So let's throw it up to Turk, the Grandmaster of Game Masters.
An honor.
Yes.
A privilege. All right. Well, hey, everybody. As was said and foretold, I am Turk, or Turk Extended, if you've got the extended version of the Prophecy through Prophecy Prime. And I have the honor and privilege of being your handler, game master, whatever you prefer for the evening. It has always been a joy. We are going to be taking a moment to go and debrief about the game, and I suggest you also take a moment to take care of yourselves on this fine night, evening, however you find us. But if you can, of course, stick around. We'll be throwing a raid to some other really great folks in the space, and more views are always appreciated because it helps everybody grow. If you want to see more of me and the work that I put out into the world, then of course you can join me every other Monday. In this case, the next one will be the 17th for more Oathsworn, Odds of the Dragon Lords. That's also here on Neon Lights Roleplay. And beyond that, you can catch me on March 4th, which will be the next session of this, where Episode 8, Legion, will be kicking off. So, it should be a lot of fun. Kind of weird how I know the title of it already. Interesting. But it will be a really great time, and you might see some really cool new faces. That all being said, really appreciate all love. If I can, again, encourage you all to head out and check Till All Are One, check out the Tiltify when that is posted to the community at large, because as much as you can give and are currently able to do would all be appreciated, as it's all, as was stated, going to an incredible cause. And now more so than ever. So stick close to each other, build bridges, don't get recruited to a cult. In general, that's good advice, and keep being the best version of yourself that I know you can be. That all being said, thanks once again for watching. It's always made better by the incredible people in chat, even when you're being thirsty bastards.
Especially then, actually.
Especially then, exactly. But we'll see you around next time, all right? Foxy, if you'd be so kind, take us out.